All right.
Welcome to the JG Sports Network episode. I forgot what episode. I'm gonna have to look back on YouTube, and I will
I
rename this.
think
I'll
I
rename this podcast
believe
after it.
believe we're at episode 5.
We're
Episode
doing
5
things.
tonight.
We're doing things a little bit different in this one, where we are asking questions to our podcast partner Kenny, who, as y'all know, works with race cars and everything. As y'all know, he has won 2 championships, one recently, and this week his team had a 12th place finish. So
Fortunately.
Kenny, how did it feel to have that 12th place finish, and what it felt like to win those 2 championships?
Um so the 12th place finish was not good for everybody because we could have done so much better. What we made the car way too tight for the feature when it came on. So what I mean by tight, the car will not turn in the center of the corner. It'll go in and out of the corner very well, but when you're in the middle of the corner, the car will just not turn well. But as for the 2 championships, it's nothing like there's no words to describe it because it just feels so good to know all the hard work and hours you put in every day work on these cars just to get them ready for each week and to go out there and just do what you do. There's nothing like it. It just means everything to everybody. The shop, the sponsors we have on the cars, just everything. So to be honest with you guys, it means everything to me. It really does. It's special.
All right. Who's got the next question for our podcast partner?
One
I
at a
do.
time.
Then ask it.
Wait, is it my turn to ask? Or...
You
Anybody.
guys, you
I
guys
asked a
decide.
question to Kenney earlier. I forgot what I was going to ask.
Oh God. So I got a question.
All right, go ahead.
How much horsepower do you put when you go into the corners? Like, not the
Uh,
corners, to the side.
horsepower.
Like, how does it?
Horsepower in general.
Yeah.
So we have rules on a certain amount of horsepower we can put in the car. I think the most horsepower we can put in the car is about 525 horsepower into a mini stock motor. Like, so I work on a whole lot of different cars. There's different limits in horsepower wise. Some cars will have like 90 horsepower, some will have like 75. But the ones I work on usually, we have around to like 300 to 400 horsepower.
Nice.
Eric, did you have another question? And Ren, do you have a question too? Who makes the first game?
I had a good question. Well,
I can't hear it.
I guess yeah, I had a question. So Kenny, what's your favorite sports car, man?
Favorite sports car?
What's your favorite sports car?
That's actually a good question. Sports car. I'll be honest. I don't have a favorite. I'll be honest with you. I really don't have a favorite. But a sports car I do personally like a lot would probably be like probably a Bugatti. To be honest, I just personally like Bugattis. But
What's your opinion on Mustangs or Camaros? Which one do you prefer?
so okay, I will tell a little funny story about this. So back in 2020 when COVID was going around, my dad is a big Mustang guy. He loves Ford Mustangs. So my dad bought 16 Ford Mustangs and we had them in our yard. So me, my brother, and my dad, we would all be in the garage every day fixing these cars and selling them because we had an auto shop business, but COVID basically screwed it. So we had to sell the shop, and then we just spent most of our pretty much all summer long redoing our yard, like taking trees down, doing all that, fixing up Mustangs at nighttime. But I'm personally a Chevy guy. I love Chevy, but I really do like Ford Mustangs a lot. So personally, I like both brands. My dream car, however, I would love to have a 1968 Chevy Camaro. I would love to have it as a dream car.
And Ren,
Awesome.
I know you got a question. What do you got?
I don't know if you can hear me right now.
We can hear you.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Uh, so who was the inspiration that got you into this? And then also, how many for your future? How many would you like to sponsor?
Okay, so to answer the first part of the question, the inspiration I got to begin with racing was from my dad because my dad used to do RC cars. My dad loved RC car racing. So my dad would basically take me to a local track called Stafford Motor Speedway up in Stafford, Connecticut, because that's where I live. I live in Connecticut. So he took me there when I was about 2 years old to watch him do RC racing. So after that, I just fell in love with the sport. And then one day, I was 4 years old at the time. I saw my very first NASCAR race on television. I was watching the Daytona 500 with my dad, and I think it was 2005, maybe I think, or 2006. I'm not sure. Might have been around probably 2006 when Jimmy Johnson won his first out of two Daytona 500s. So I just fell in love with the sport after that, and I basically love it ever since. So here I am, 2023, at the age of 20, doing what I do. Now, to answer the other question, how many cars would I love to sponsor? Currently, right now, I'm at 20 cars for my YouTube channel. I do work on YouTube videos and a channel outside of this. As of right now, I sponsor about 20 different race cars. Due to the fact is that I like to grow my career as a YouTube channel, as a YouTuber full time, and basically work on race cars in my spare time. But I feel like my career right now is skyrocketing as we speak. To answer your question.
I do have a question for you.
All right.
How would you like for HCW to sponsor one of your cars and have that logo put on the side of one of your race cars with your YouTube channel for your team?
I mean, I feel like that'd be special for a lot of us, for a lot of people, because it just shows like the dedication you want to put in your career. For me, as a kid growing up, racing was everything to me. In school, elementary school to high school, I would always do projects on race cars because I just felt like it's just something I want to do. I mean, you can see it behind me right here on my head. I got pictures of race cars of my friends that race.
Right.
But honestly, to answer that question, I think it would probably be cool to put HCW on the race car. I think it'd be good.
Well, I will
I
send
think
you
there's
the
some
logo.
people that would love to do it.
Well, I would love it. Well, I will send you the logo, and I am happy to say I officially want to partner with y'all's racing team this season.
Special for everybody. So I will let the car owner know about that, and I'll tell him it's probably tomorrow because I'll probably text them.
And it'll
Hey,
probably would that be the first call community and call car sponsor for y'all? That would
I
be big
would
for the
believe.
call community
I would
too.
believe so. I
Who's
would
got
believe so.
Who's got the next question?
hey, Kenney, what's your favorite WWE superstar?
Favorite WWE superstar.
Did it cut off?
Wait, did it get kicked
There is no
by
way
accident?
There he is.
Okay.
he's connecting to audio. His connection.
I'm good. I'm back.
The podcast about your interview cut out. That's whack. Go ahead and answer that question real quick. Then we got Ren having a question for you.
Okay, so my favorite WWE superstar right now, currently, I have Seth Rollins by far. Just his in ring work and him as a champion right now. His theme song is just nothing like it. I just love Seth Rollins.
Ren,
What's your opinion on LA Knight?
LA Knight. He's something. I'll say this. He's definitely something. I feel like from him from going like TNA to like NWA, I think like he's pretty good from him. But then him signing with WWE was definitely one of I feel like the biggest signings of all time.
when he wasn't going by
I know
back
he said in a podcast one day that he took less money just to be in WWE.
when he
I
wasn't
know he
going
did
by
say that.
Max, when he wasn't going by fucking Max Dupree.
Yeah. Him being NXT, being a $1 million champion for a while, it's definitely pretty cool. Now he's in a rivalry with The Miz, which honestly, screw The Miz. He sucks. Be honest, let's be real. Sucks ass.
The Miz
Sorry,
sucks.
Miz.
The Miz sucks. So
Sorry, Miz. But yeah, LA Knight, I definitely like LA Knight, honestly.
Ren,
Awesome.
what is your question, Ren?
So, what was the kind of relationships that you had in COD that were like good friendships and bad ones? And also, who would you like to continue working with in COD
So
personally?
to be honest, in COD, there's some people I've kind of regret working with because usually they like, take advantage of me. They did. I won't name them because it's not really worth mentioning them, I guess. People I definitely like working with. I definitely like working with like Nucci, Tyson King, uh, you Ren, Blood, Kevin. There's just so many people I like working with because they're really friendly. They treat me well. I just personally like Call. Someone who I want to really face in a match in Call. Uh, I honestly, I would honestly love to face Nucci in a match again. I liked working with Nucci. Nucci was one of those guys like he treats you well, but he's just like a lot of fun to work with. So I would love to face Nucci again.
Eric said in his question, what was the inspiration for your character, the Reaper Jack Johnson?
So the inspiration was to well, I want to try something different because I just the name Jack Johnson just was bland. So, and I want to do something new. I want to create like something from my IRL past because these people used to call me the Reaper in school because I usually was like a troublemaker and a lot. I'll put it like that. So for the inspiration for the Reaper, I sat down and talked with Nucci about this for a while because I was telling him like, yeah, like I want to do something different. So I talked with him. He made this Reaper character. I liked it, but then Blood just decided to make me a whole new one, which I personally love the most because it brings out like my dark persona from the past. But I just like it.
When it biggest thing I want to ask you is what people, your top three people, are the hardest you've ever faced in call, and why?
Top three people hardest to face in con and why? So definitely by far it would definitely be Tyson King. His ability in the ring and out of the ring, his promos is just unbelievable.
He's not in the middle beside me. But he's right beside me.
He's I would definitely say
You
he's
want to come
probably
sit
one of
by
those
Daddy?
guys like definitely hard to face. Second, I would definitely say Benucci because he can pack a good lord, that man can pack a punch. I mean, Jesus. He doesn't go down easily. He likes to make the match good. And then my third hardest man, I hate this dude so much, but I'll say it. I'd probably definitely say probably Justin Prince. He's definitely a guy you can definitely rely on to have a good match, but he's very aggressive. So I would probably say he'd be the third toughest guy I've ever faced in call.
Hey,
All right.
Kenny. So, what's your opinion on HCW and on Bloodhound?
I'd love to hear this one.
HCW. I love the company. It's very well respected. People treat each other with respect, and we generally have a good time. Now, Bloodhound, uh, it's a good. This is different about this. I've heard all the rumors about him being called something I won't talk about, but I didn't believe it because I feel like he was like probably one of the first people to understand something that I had going on at the time. Because right now, I'll say this: my mom is in the hospital right now. Um, I Blood was one of the first guys that definitely helped me through that dark time. So I love Blood as a brother, as a friend. Means everything to me. I just kind of hope nothing breaks the friendship we have. As it's special to me. I'll say it like that.
Nothing will ever break that.
No, I would
Yeah.
hope not.
Yeah.
I would hope not. All right. Does anyone else got a question about my career as a mechanic, or we're gonna keep asking call questions? I want to hear something about like something new.
Okay. Kenny, let me talk to you. Let me ask you this question. What is it like working on the cars all the time? What does it take to be a mechanic? And what can you give advice about for new people who want to be a mechanic for race?
So, so the best advice I can give to a mechanic is definitely study, like watch your family or your dad doing it. Listen to what he says because he can definitely give you like really good tips on how to fix these cars. So I started working on cars, I think like 2011 maybe with my dad. Yeah, no, 2015, sorry. So I just started doing this, work on race cars in 2015 with my dad. Because my dad, no, I will answer that question after. So back in 2015, late 2014, in the December era, I sat down with dinner with my family one night, and my dad said he was gonna buy a race car. So I'm like, it was news to me because I didn't go start. So I took a break from going to racetrack in 2008, and after that, ever since 2008, I didn't go back to the racetrack for a long time until 2015, when my dad brought home back to the shop at the time an X car. Now, what is an X car? An X car is a street car you take off the street, like a Saturn or like a Nissan Altima. You strip it down completely, take all the interior out, everything. You put a roll cage in it, like metal bars. You weld them, obviously, and then you take the engine out of it, rebuild the engine to like spec, to like what they would want, the track would want. Put it in, put Hoosier tires on it. It's the tire brand we use. It's Hoosier tire, and then we go racing. So that time, I'll get into it. The first year we started racing, we were terrible. We were terrible. We always kept blowing up every week. Every week we had the car, we kept blowing it up. Engine kept blowing. So we had to go to junkyard a lot to go get a new one. So then finally, my dad was like, "All right, let's go buy a different car." So the same week we blew the motor up for the following time, somebody flipped over, landed on top of another car, which was a Saturn. So the guy whose car got ran over by the car sold us his Saturn. So we took it back to the shop. We rebuilt everything off of it, and then we had a faster car. So the week after we took it back out with a different paint job, different same number, 45 as our number, because that's my dad's number as a kid. We won our first heat race. A heat race is like a little short race for you're determined to start in the main feature, which is usually 25 laps. So it would be a six lap qualifier race.
Basically kind of like what NASCAR does for the Bristol
Qualifying.
dirt race, and what
Yes.
basically what SRX does, heat race.
Yes. Literally, that's exactly it.
Okay.
So they would do that, but it would be 6 laps. And you're running at a 3/8 mile racetrack, which is the length of track we go to, the Warford's people, my hometown racetrack, because it's a 10-minute drive from my house. It's not far. But after that, so the first heat race we brought it back out, we won it. We started on the pole for the main feature. We led about halfway, and then we got dumped. We got turned in turn 3 and 4 with 10 laps to go. So we had to start in the back and work our way back up.
Also, guys, we got one more podcast up next as everybody gets to
really?
interview the Demon Bloodhound.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
All right, but yeah. So as I said, to be honest, being a mechanic is definitely one of the hardest things you can do because you spend like so much time in the shop every day working on this car, fixing it, changing everything. It's different. It's difficult, but it's something I love doing because I know how to do it very good.
Another question that came from Eric was, have you watched Gran Turismo?
No, I have not actually. I've not seen the movie yet. I have heard about it, and I would love to go see it sometime, but I'm very busy a lot. I don't usually go watch movie. So I'm not really a movie guy anymore. The only movie I would probably watch is like Days of Thunder, because I love Days of Thunder. I fucking love it. It's just a good movie. But no, for Bo, no, I have never drag raced. I've been to a couple drag racing shows, but I've never drag raced. I've never stepped foot in a race car yet. Not one. I was supposed to tomorrow, though. Tomorrow I was supposed to drive a race car, but unfortunately, something popped up and that will probably never happen. But it's okay. And there's my cat again.
Like we've told Kenney before, like we told him last night, never give up on your dream. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel somewhere, and as long as you never give up, you can achieve it.
You just got to keep pushing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Not gonna lie, I sounded so country saying that. Sorry, my bad.
keep laying them questions on me, y'all.
Ren, do you have
I could do this all day. I think he's gonna probably type this one.
But yeah, drag racing for me is pretty difficult.
I can honestly bet it would be.
Oh yeah, going about before we hit the end, we're going about 220 to 230 miles an hour.
Jeez. I mean, for us, we're probably going about like 110 probably sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So
me,
I know. I feel like Ren has the question, but he's just Muted.
Now, so basically, what are some memories that you hold on to and that you cherish so much that keeps you going into doing this?
That's a good question.
That's actually a good question. Probably the fact is that God rest his soul. My grandfather this year passed away recently. Told me to never stop believing in something you love the most. He was one of the first people, other than my dad, to tell me, "Hey, you can make a difference in your life." Racing has given me so much purpose that I don't want to let it go. I just personally love. I love the sport so much. It's just given me something I want to do, something I want to do in my life. I want to race, but I feel like my grandfather is definitely the biggest support I've had in my career.
And also another thing too, would it be a good idea as well to also be keep another sponsor added into your race car for RCW?
uh, yeah, I'd probably say so at least. I just have to get stickers. I just have to get stickers made.
All right, I'll send you the logo when I can.
We have a problem as well.
We got 9 minutes left.
That's not the problem.
What's the problem?
We had an error with the whole podcast with Skids. We're gonna have to redo it.
Oh no! Actually,
For real. Unless I get
oh
this fucking shit fixed.
god damn it! What
Let me see what I can
happened?
do while we're talking.
What happened?
It says convert it. So I'm gonna see what
What
I
the
can do.
fuck? The fuck is that supposed to mean?